Have you ever fought for something so hard, so completely that winning or losing just wasn't the point anymore? It's this incredible idea, right? That the struggle itself holds its own kind of victory, one that nobody can ever take away from you. Well, let's get into a story that is all about that very idea.
Just let that sink in for a second. What kind of journey, what kind of unbelievable battle could lead someone to a conclusion like that? A place where your scars are actually worth more than the prize. Come on, let's find out.
So, our story kicks off with an old fisherman. His name is Santiago. You can just feel the weariness on him. His whole life is the sea, but lately, the sea has turned its back on him. It's given him absolutely nothing. And he's carrying this heavy weight, but it's not a weight you measure in pounds. You measure it in days.
84. For 84 days in a row, Santiago has sailed out and come back with a completely empty boat. Can you imagine? That's a streak of bad luck so deep, it's pretty much become his nickname in the little fishing village he calls home. He's become this quiet symbol of failure.
The other fishermen, well, they either mock him or feel sorry for him. His one and only friend, a young kid named Marlin, has been told by his parents he can't fish with the old man anymore. He has to go work on a luckier boat. So Santiago is completely alone. Just him, his patched-up sails, and this quiet dignity he refuses to let go of. And that's the thing, right? Despite all of it, his spirit, it isn't even close to being broken. So on the 85th day, something just feels different. Santiago makes a choice. He's not going to fish where everyone else does. Nope. He's going to sail farther out than any of them dare to go, way out into the deep, dark water, to basically look his fate right in the eye.
Way before the sun is even up, he pushes his little boat out into the quiet sea. You get the sense this isn't just another trip. This is a showdown. This is him, by himself, challenging the very thing that's been pushing him down for so long.
And then it happens. A tug on one of his lines, way down deep. But this isn't some little fish. No, this is a slow, powerful, impossibly heavy pull. The fight is on. A life is on the line, but we don't know whose just yet. Santiago digs in, pulling with everything he has, but the line won't give an inch. Instead, the boat starts to move. The creature he's hooked is so massive, so unbelievably strong, it's now towing him, boat and all, further and further out into the open ocean. Okay, so you see what's happening here? This isn't a man trying to catch a fish anymore. This has turned into an epic battle of wills. It's a pure test of endurance between two powerful beings, tied together by a single piece of string. It's man versus the very spirit of the wild sea. Hours just melt into a day. The sun goes down, and Santiago is still being pulled through the darkness. A second day starts, and the fight is still on. And here's the crazy part. He hasn't even seen what he's fighting yet. He's only felt its incredible, non-stop power dragging him away from the world. And then, on day 2, it happens. The fish surfaces, and it's a magnificent marlin, longer than his entire boat, its back shining in the sun. Think about this matchup. You have the old man, all alone. His hands are shredded and bleeding from the rope. He's beyond exhausted. And his opponent? The king of the ocean. The odds are just impossible.
As this insane struggle goes on, something amazing happens. A deep respect starts to grow inside Santiago. He starts talking to the fish, not like an enemy, but like a brother. He sees how noble it is, how strong, and he actually starts encouraging it, telling it that greatness does not suit surrender. He loves this creature, even as he knows that only one of them can survive this. By the third day, both the man and the fish are at the absolute edge of what they can endure. That line connecting them, it's become something more, a bond of respect, of a shared fight. But it has to end. It's time. Digging down for one last bit of strength he doesn't have, Santiago manages to pull the giant marlin up next to the boat. With one final desperate move, he drives his harpoon home. The great fish shudders, and then it's over. He has won. But out here, in the deep water, victory doesn't last long. The marlin is way too big to haul into the boat, so he has to tie it to the side. And the blood from this magnificent fish begins to trail in the water, basically ringing a dinner bell for every predator for miles around.
His triumph was real, but it was also a target. Now, a second battle begins. The goal isn't to win the prize anymore, it's just to get it home. And this time, he's fighting the whole hungry ocean itself.
The first shark hits him hard. Santiago kills it with a harpoon, but he loses his best weapon in the process. Then more come, a whole pack.
He ties his knife to an oar and fights them off like a madman. But for every one he stops, two more take its place. They're tearing away chunks of the Marlin, his prize, his brother. And all he can do is fight and watch as his victory is literally eaten before his eyes. The knife breaks. He starts using a club until that shatters too, and then he has nothing left.
As the sharks take the last of it, Santiago just feels this huge emptiness. And it's not about the money he lost, it's about the fish. He feels like he failed this incredible creature, that he just wasn't good enough to protect its greatness from the ugliness of the world.
He sails back into the harbor, late, exhausted, and feeling completely broken. And tied to the side of his boat isn't a prize. It's a colossal white skeleton, a ghostly reminder of the epic fight he fought and, to anyone just looking, lost.
But when the other fishermen see that skeleton in the morning, they're just speechless. They're in awe. They know exactly what kind of fish it must have been to have a frame that big. They see the proof of his battle. And this, right here, is where the whole point of the story finally clicks into place.
Look, he came back with nothing to sell. By any normal measure, the trip was a total bust. But think about it. He went out farther than anyone. He faced the biggest challenge the ocean could throw at him, and he won that fight. He pushed himself past every limit you could imagine. So I ask you, did he really lose?
And that really gets to the core of it all, doesn't it? Is success just about the trophy you bring home? Or is it measured in how you fought, in the dignity you showed, in facing down impossible odds and refusing to surrender?
And that's it, right there. Santiago's journey shows us that a loss that comes after a truly massive struggle can be more honorable, more meaningful than a dozen easy wins. The fishermen who never dared to go out that far, their victories don't compare. The greatness was in trying.
In the end, sure, the sharks could destroy the Marlin's body. The ocean could destroy Santiago's body, but they couldn't touch his spirit. They couldn't touch what he did out there. Being destroyed, that's something that happens to you. Being defeated, well, that's a choice you make. Which leaves us with one last thing to think about. What battles have you fought? Even if all you brought back was the skeleton, was the fight itself worth it?